So it really does vary from individual to individual in terms of how long it takes to get set up with their SFM business and their understanding of the business model and way that they can earn money. It does vary. However, I'd say on average, it's around the 2-week mark. And just to sort of give you some clarity in terms of the process is there's several modules that you're going to work through. Predominantly, there's 4 modules to getting yourself in a position to being set up and ready to earn money online. And within those modules, there's a few live training calls that you're going to attend. And there are recordings available if you really can't make the live trainings, but we do our very best to insist that you do everything you can to attend live because it gives you the opportunity to join in on the call. If you wish, you can mute yourself out if you prefer, but if you want to get any of your questions answered, you can either type them in or you can come out live and ask your questions. And there's a huge amount of learning to be said for being around other people getting started and hearing their questions. I think it really accelerates the learning process. And the actual modules themselves, there's around 20 hours of video. I'd say typically a lot of our students spend around 2 hours a day, often around work commitments and family, on the modules itself. But I will say this, and that is that I really would look at this as a little bit more of a marathon than a sprint. If I was to say there's 20 hours of video, some of you might say, well, I can do that in a couple of days because I'll sit down and I'll do 10 hours each day. But that really isn't the spirit behind the training that we have here. We want to walk you through a reasonable pace. So first of all, the knowledge can sink in, but also so we can provide you additional support around that process. And I would say this, what in the grand scheme of things is a couple of weeks to whether it be 3 or even 4 weeks of your life to get set up the right way when eventually you could be putting yourself in a situation of having a life of total freedom and flexibility where you're running a successful online business. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. The system is going to guide you in terms of the sort of things that you should be working on and how long you should be spending. You can have a lot of support along the way, and like I said, it is more of a marathon than a sprint in this instance.